Here we are going to discuss about operation of signals. This signal based on the transformation of independent variable of signal. In that we have a delay or advancing the signal, time folding signal, time scaling signal. And the transformation on amplitude of the signal is amplitude scaling, signal addition and subtraction, signal multiplication and division, differentiation and integration. First we see the time delay and time advance. That is, let us consider the unit step function. We know that u of t is starts that is 1 for t greater than or equal to 0 and 0 for t less than. That is only exists only positive side only, 0 for negative side only. So consider the signal u of t where the signal is 0 to 2 with respect to time t. Here the time delay is produced. For example, delay by 2 unit. In this signal, the signal is delayed by 2 unit. So therefore the u of t signal is reconstructed by u of t minus 2. Then the signal will be the signal will be delayed by 2 unit. That is u of t minus 2 equal to 1 for t greater than or equal to 0 and 0 for t less than 2. That is the signal starts at 2, that is delayed by 2 units. So the signal will be starts at 2 which is exists in the positive side and other than less than 0 it will be equal to 0. Then the time advance. Here also let us using the unit step function advanced by 2 units. That is the signal advancedly produced. That is u of t plus 2. That is u of t minus of minus 2. The signal, the minus 2 is advanced by 2 units. The original signal is u of t. U of t signal. This signal is advanced by 2 units. That is minus 2. So the unit minus 2. Here the minus 2 is the starting point. The minus 2 is a produced reconstructed signal. That is advanced by 2 unit signal. The figure shows the time advance operation.
Today we are going to discuss basic operations on signals. So I have listed the basic operations on signals. So signal operation can be performed with respect to time or with respect to amplitude, and also we can perform arithmetic operations like addition and multiplication on the signals. So first we will see what is time shifting. So shifting in the sense either we can delay the signal or advance the signal. So this is what the operation we can do with respect to time. In any process, either we can delay the time or advance the time. Here what I am doing is time shifting operation may delay or advance the signal in time. So I want to explain with an example, few examples. I have taken 2 examples. One is x of t with the signal x of t. This is continuous time signal. And the other example I have taken for x of n, which is nothing but a discrete time signal. So here, so x of t with x of t, I want to compute x of t minus 2 and x of t plus 2. So in 2 ways I am doing it. So this is nothing but x of t minus 2. So what is happening here is, so my 0 is shifted to 2 and my 3 is shifted to 5. So with calculation I can explain like this. So if t is equal to 0, here t is equal to 0. So I want to replace the t with respect with t minus 2. So now t minus 2 is equal to 0. So what is t now? T is equal to 2. So t is equal to 0 will be shifted to 2. So here the position 0 is shifted to 2. So what about 3? T is equal to 3. Yes, t minus 2 is equal to 3. Now t is equal to 3 plus 2, 5. So now 0 and 3 are shifted to 2 and 5. 0 and 3 are shifted to 2 and 5. See here, so I am finding only for the boundaries. This is the lower boundary of the signal and this is the upper boundary of the signal. So the lower boundary 0 is shifted to 2 you move the signal towards the left hand side, it is called time advancing. So next I am going to explain what is advancing. Instead of subtracting by 2, if I add by 2, I want to see what is happening. So x is equal to 0, t is equal to 0, t is equal to 0 is replaced by t minus 2, t plus 2 is equal to 0, t plus 2. I want to replace the t with respect to t plus 2. So now what is t? T is equal to minus 2. So 0 is shifted to minus 2. 0 is shifted to minus 2. This is the lower boundary. And the upper boundary is t is equal to 3. T plus 2 is equal to 3. T is equal to 2 minus 3 minus 2, 1. So this is the lower boundary. So the upper boundary is minus 2 and the lower boundary is 1. Minus 2 and 1. This is called time advancing. So here I have explained the two process, delay as well as advance with a single example. So I have taken assumed x of t signal. So I have delayed the signal by 2 units first and I advanced the signal by 2 units. So this is how we can get time delaying as well as time advancing. So next I have given one more example for this. So this is the example. So there I consider x of t, which is the continuous time signal. X of t is the continuous time signal, Ct. Ct means continuous time. X of n is discrete time signal. So I have given one more example for with discrete time signal, x of n. So this is a discrete time signal. So in the signal itself you can see the signal is with respect to time. With respect to time it is discrete, it is not continuous. There the signal is continuous with respect to time. Here it is not continuous with respect to time, it is discrete. So here the amplitudes are defined. The amplitude value is 2 here, 1 here, again 1 here, again 2 here, again 1. So now I am going to compute x of n minus 2. So n minus 2 already we know. It is shifted by 2 units. So minus 2, n minus 2, which is nothing but time delaying again. So I am going to delay by 2 units. So if it is shifted to 1, minus 1 will be shifted to 1. See here, this 2 is shifted to 1 position. The 0 will be shifted to the next position. 1, again 1, 2, 1. So this will be the sequence. If we write the sequence, x of n is equal to, the sequence is 2, 1, 1, 2, this will be the origin. The origin is represented as a arrow. So 1 is the origin. So here it is shifted like this. Now the x of n will be 2, 1, 1, 2, 1. So this x of n minus 2 is delayed. So the next I have tried advancing, time advancing x of n plus 2. So it is advanced. Minus 1 will be shifted by 2 units, 1 position, 2 position. So minus 3, minus 2, minus 1. So this 3 position will be shifted here. So 3 will be shifted to 1. So my signal will end by 3. Here it will end by 1. Here it starts by minus 1. Here it starts by minus 3. So this is called time shifting process. Next, the second operation we are going to discuss is time reversal. Time reversal is nothing but we are going to reverse the signal with respect to time axis and also with respect to the origin of the signal. So it is called like folding. This operation is called folding the signal. Folding the signal about origin. T is equal to 0. This position we are going to change it. So now I have We know what is u of t. U of t is the unit step signal. Unit step signal. The step signal size is unit 1. The step size is 1. So it is u of t. So the reverse version of u of t is u of minus t. If I compute u of minus t, what is happening is the entire signal is reversed. This is one example. I have given one more example for this. So example 2, x of t. The x of t is a triangular waveform. This triangular waveform is reversed with respect to the origin. It is like a mirror image. It will give the mirror image of the signal. So this is all about time shifting and the time reversal process. Next we will see the time scaling operation. So the next operation we are going to study on the signal is time scaling. So already we have discussed time shifting. So now we are going to discuss the time scaling operation with an example. So now I want to explain with an example. So I have taken an example. So the given example is compute x of 2t for the given signal x of t. Here the scaling is done in time. So instead of t we have to perform compute 2t. Instead of x of t is replaced by 2t. That means the time scale is scaled by 2 units. 2 units scaled. So now this is the given signal x of t. So I have drawn the signal x of t. So x of t the shape with some time periods. The time periods minus the lower boundary is -1 and the upper boundary is 3. So if t is equal to -1, replace t by 2t. So 2t is equal to -1. So I will get t is equal to -1/2 or -0.5. Next t is equal to 0. 2t is equal to 0. Then again t is also 0. So the origin is not shifted anywhere, not scaling. So t is equal to 0. Here t is equal to 1. Next t is equal to 1. 2t is equal to 1. So t is equal to 1/2. 1/2 is 0.5. 2 is equal to t is equal to 2. Next t is equal to 2. Replace t by 2t. 2t is equal to 1 or 2. T is equal to 1. 2/2 1. T next the upper boundary t is equal to 3. 2t is equal to 3. T is equal to 3/2 1.5. So now the -1 is replaced by -0.5. So the position -1 is shifted to -0.5 in x of 2t. So now I have drawn the x of 2t signal here, x of 2t signal here with the values in the time axis. So see there, instead of -1, the -1 position is shifted to -0.5. The 1 is shifted to 0.5. 2 is shifted to 1. 3 is shifted to 1.5. So like this. So the positions are shifted. So this actually what happened here is the time is compressed. The actual time is compressed. Here the actual time was, the time duration is 1, 2, 3. In the negative side 1 unit, positive side 3 units. Totally the time duration was 4. Time duration is 4 units. So here the time duration is only 2 units. So it is scale. So the time duration is -0.5 to 1.5. Here 1.5 plus 0.5, totally 2. So the 4 unit time duration is compressed into 2 units. So this type of scaling is called as compression. Signal compression. So this type of time scaling is called as signal compression. There we have large duration. Here the duration is shorter, halved. See here, because the scaling factor I have taken as 2. Here the scaling factor is 2. So next, so it's the same scaling factor I have taken. Instead of product, next I am going to compute t by 2 with the same x of t, with the same given x of t. I am going to perform t by 2. Here compute t by 2. So the same values, t is equal to -1, t is equal to 0, t is equal to -1, t is equal to 0, t is equal to 1, t is equal to 2, t is equal to 3. So 0 I have written again, so it is not needed, even though you can also take it, t is equal to 0. So now t is replaced by t by 2, t is equal to -1, t by 2 is equal to -1. So cross multiply this, t is equal to -1. So -1 is shifted to -2, t is equal to 0, t by 2 is equal to 0, t is replaced by t by 2, t by 2 is equal to 0, cross multiply, t is equal to 0, the same position, t is equal to 1, t by 2 is equal to 1, cross multiply, this implies t is equal to 2, if you cross multiply this, t is equal to 2, here t is equal to 2, t by 2 is equal to 2, t is equal to 4, cross multiply 2 by 2 plus 2, 4, t is equal to 3, t by 2 is equal to 3, t is equal to 6. So this is already done. This is already done there. I have done that. So now I attempt to draw the output of the signal. X of t is given. In the previous example, in the first example, I have drawn x of 2t. Now I am going to draw the x of t by 2. This is x of t by 2. So with the values, I have computed already. So see here, -1 is shifted to -2. -1 is shifted to -2. This one. -2. Next, 0 is not shifted anywhere. T is equal to 0. Again, t is equal to 0. T is equal to 1. One position is shifted to 2. See here. So this one position is shifted to 2. There the one position. In the x of t, given x of t, the one position. So I want to highlight this. One position is shifted to 2. See here. This one. Then the two position, second position, t is equal to 2. T is equal to 2 position is shifted to 4. There the 2 position is shifted here. And again the 3, third position is shifted to 6. So I have drawn the signal x of t by 2 with the given x of t. I have computed x of t by 2. Now I am going to analyze what has happened in the output signal. This is what the output signal. So now I want to analyze what happened in the output signal. So actually in the given x of t signal, the duration was, see the duration. What is the time duration here? So I have told you already 2 units. In the compression only 2 units. Here the duration is, actual duration is given in the given x of t signal, the time duration is 4 units. Here it is compressed to 2 units. So here I want to calculate the time duration. Here what happened? What is the duration in the positive side? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here 6, 1, 2. So totally 8 units. So here what happened is, there the signal is compressed. So here the operation is inverse. Here the signal is expanded. Signal expansion. This operation is called as signal expansion. Signal expansion. So this two type of signal operation, both type of signal operation are comes under time scaling only. So this is also signal compression is also time scaling, and signal expansion is also time scaling. But there this product, if you product the scaling factor, you will get compressed version of the signal, compressed version of the signal. Here if you divide the factor, you will get the expanded version of the signal. This is the expanded version of the original signal x of t. So this is all about time scaling. So the next operation I have listed is amplitude scaling. Here I want to explain again with an example. The given signal, you are asked to calculate or compute 2x of t for the given signal x of t. X of t is u of t. Simply I have taken unit step signal. The given signal x of t is unit step signal. So I have drawn the unit step signal. So now if I attempt to compute the unit step signal, if I attempt to perform amplitude scaling on the given u of t, 2 u of t. We already know what is u of t. U of t is equal to 1 for t greater than or equal to 0 and 0 for t less than 0. So this is what my u of t. So this mathematical expression only I have drawn here. 1 for t greater than or equal to 0. So for positive values, the unit step takes 1 because it is unit step. Unit means 1. So unit 1. For negative limit, when t less than 0, it is 0. The u of t value is 0. So if I compute 2 u of t, so the amplitude will be multiplied by 2. The u of t value will be multiplied by 2 directly without changing my time. I have not scaled time here, I have scaled the amplitude. So 1 into 2, 2 for t greater than or equal to 0, 2 into 0, 0 for t less than 0. So here without changing or without making any alteration on the time, I am just multiplying the or scaling the amplitude by the factor 2. Here also I am using the same factor, scaling factor 2. So 1 into 2, 2 for t greater than or equal to 0, 0 for t less than 0. So if I multiply, so if I attempt to draw the signal, this 2 u of t signal, this is what asked in the question. So the signal is equal to 2 for t greater than or equal to 0. For t greater than or equal to 0. That means for the positive values, the signal value is 2. The step value is 2. Actually, in the given signal, the step size is 1. So here I have scaled with a factor, amplitude scale with a factor 2. So the step size is increased to 2. 2 into 1, 2. So the step size is 2. For the negative limits, it is 0. Signal takes 0 value for t less than 0. For the negative limit, it is 0. So next we will see the next operation, signal addition. Signal addition means adding two signals. Adding two signals with respect to time axis. So time limits, right? So I want to explain this operation also with an example. So first example, x1 of t and x2 of t is given. So x1 of t, x2 of t. So out of computation, we are going to find x1 of t plus x2 of t. So I am going to add these two signals. So the values of the signals, the amplitude values of the signals are represented periodically. From 0 to n, 1, the amplitude is 1. The signal level is 1. 1 to 2 it is maintained at 2. From 2 to 3 it again comes back to 1. So 1, 2, 1. So for x2 of t, here 1 and then it comes to 0.5. So here it is 0.5. 0.5 from 1 to 2 and again it rises from 2 to 3 it is 1.5. The value is 1.5. So in between 0.5 and 1.5. If I add these two signals, so this will be the output. This will be the output signal. So from 0 to 1, the value is 1 there. Here also it is 1. So 1 plus 1 2. The value of x1 of t plus x2 of t is from 0 to 1 is 1 2. So next 1 to 2. 1 to 2 it is 2. Here it is 0.5. So the output value will be 2.5. See, this 2.5. 2.5 from 1 to 2. For the next duration, 2 to 3. Here from 2 to 3, the value is there is 1. Here 1.5. So 1 plus 1.5, 2.5 again. So it is again maintained at 2.5. So from 2 to 3 also it is maintained at 2.5. So this is the x1 of t plus x2 of t. So this is called signal addition. Addition of two signals. And also I have given the result of subtraction. x1 of t minus x2 of t. With the same examples, x1 of t and x2 of t with the same samples. So I have drawn the subtraction value. From 0 to 1, x1 of t is also 1 and x2 of t is also 1. So 1 minus 1, 0. 1 minus 1, 0. From 0 to 1 it is 1, 0. From 1 to 2, there the value is 2. Here 1.5. Here the value is 0.5. So 2 minus 0.5, 1.5. So it is maintained at 1.5. Here the value is 1.5. 1.5. Next, from 2 to 3, from 2 to 3, the x1 of t value is, from 2 to 3, there the x1 of t value is 1. Here x2 of t value is 1.5. So 1 minus 1.5 minus 0.5. This value is minus 0.5. So it comes in the negative range. So minus 0.5. This subtraction. Subtraction. So there I have explained the signal operation, signal addition and subtraction with continuous time signals. So x1 of t and x2 of t. Here I am going to take two signals. Both are discrete time signals. Discrete time sequence. So this is x1 of t is a discrete time sequence and x2 of t is a discrete time sequence. If you attempt to find the addition of x1 of t and x2 of t, x1 of t plus x2 of t, so you just add the values. So this will be the origin. So if the origin is not mentioned in the given sequence, you should take the first as the origin. So 0 starts here. x1 of 0, x1 of 1, x1 of 2, x1 of 3, x2 of 0, x2 of 1, x2 of 2, x2 of 3. So 1 plus 1, 2, 3 plus minus 2, 1, 2 plus 3, 5. Next 1, 2, 1 plus 2, 3. Also the subtraction sequence. Just subtract these two on the right results. That's all about it. So next we will see the signal multiplication. So here also I have taken two samples. So one is x1 of t and x2 of t. Here this is x1 of t, x1 of t and x2 of t. And I have drawn the output, the product of these two, x1 of t and x2 of t. Just product the values. There the symbol is from 0 to 1 it is a rank. Here the value is 1. So anything into 1, the same value. So here from 0 to 1, the same ramp will be given. So next, here 1 to 2 it is 0.5, there it is 1. So it is maintained at 0.5. This is 0.5. So it is 0.5. So the level is maintained at from 1 to 2 it is 0.5. Next, from 2 to 3, the values there is 0.5. Here it is 1.5. So 1.5 into 0.5, 0.75. This value is 0.75. Here it will come out. The value is 0.75. In between 0.5 and 1. So this will be the product of x1 of t and x2 of t. So this is all about the signal operation. So these are the basic operations we can perform on signals. So the signal operations are time shifting, time reversal, time scaling, amplitude scaling, signal addition. The last one, sixth one is signal multiplication. So this is all about the basic operations on signals. So far we have seen 6 operations on signals, 6 basic operations performed on signals.
Let's start. So today we are going to discuss about signals and systems. In the last class we discussed operation of signals. So this class we discussed about relation between the ramp signal, unit signal and delta signal. So what is the difference between these 3 things? So let's discuss. So first you take the ramp signal. So ramp signal, you already know that ramp signal notation R of t equal to t for t greater than equal to 0 and 0 for t less than 0. So in that signal, so first step we are going to differentiate this signal. So d by dt of R of t equal to, so this notation d by dt of t. So differentiate this signal, we get the signal equal to 1. So the notation 1 for t greater than 0 means this is the unit step signal. So differentiation of ramp signal, we get the unit signal, right? So next step, you just cross multiply the dt, or the d R of t equal to u of t into dt. So integrating both sides on this equation, we get, so integrator of d of R of t equal to integration of u of t into dt. So integration and differentiation we cancel equal to 0. So the signal integration of u of t into dt, that means u of t means 1 notation. So substitute here. So integration of dt is equal to t. So t greater than or equal to 0 already having. So this signal is equal to R of t, that means ramp signal. So integration of unit step signal is equal to ramp signal, right? The next step, differentiation of unit step signal. So what will be the answer? So differentiation of u of t is equal to 1. So differentiation of 1 equal to 0. That means the limits have to change. So t greater than equal to 3 have changed to t at t equal to 0 for 1. So d by dt u of t equal to del of t. Right? That means 1 for t equal to 0 and 0 for t less than 0. So at t equal to 0 means the del of t equal to 1, that is equal to del of t. So differentiation of u of t, unit step signal, is equal to del of t. So next you just cross multiply this. So d of u of t equal to del of t into dt. So again integrating the both sides. So integration means, and integration and differentiation of u of t is cancelled to 0. So integration of del of t into dt. So del of t is equal to, already you know that the del of t is always 1 for t equal to 0 and 0 for t less than 0. So integration of del of t is equal to 1. That means 1 for t greater than or equal to 0 and 0 for t less than 0. This is the unit step signal. So integration of del of t equal to unit step signal. Right? So we conclude that. That means differentiation of R of t is equal to u of t, and differentiation of u of t equal to del of t, and integration of u of t equal to R of t, and integration of del of t equal to u of t. So this is the mathematical representation. Now we discuss about the graphical representation. So in that, first you have to use a differentiation component. So first you have to apply the R of t. So this R of t is going to differentiation function. Then we give the u of t. Again the differentiation is going and we get the del of t. This is the differentiation process. Next we go for the integration process. Integration process, first we apply the del of t. So del of t we apply the integration means we get the u of t, that means step signal, and again you get integration, we get the ramp signal, right? So this is the graphical representation of unit step signal, unit ramp signal and the u of t. This is the relationship between the ramp signal, unit signal and the